Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sports Wrap Show. I am your host, Brian Monango, unpacking the latest sports news. Well, there is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to look forward to with the weekend that is coming. I mean, we have the Champions League final where we have Manchester City who will be taking on Internazionale Milan. I hopefully believe Inter Milan can surprise us all by winning that one. And we also have Percy Tau, who will be looking to lead Al Ahly to the CAF Champions League as well. So a lot to look forward to. We have NRU action, and NTV will be broadcasting that live. We will be bringing you the UNAM game live, so you can tune into that one. It starts around 4, but we will get into more detail regarding to the weekend after we get into today's hit list. Well, I can definitely say I had a good day today. I mean, I ran into golfer Todd Parker, who will be leaving on Tuesday, who will be leaving Namibia on Tuesday for the MCB Indian Open in Mauritius. Well, Parker, who is the #1 junior golfer in Namibia, was awarded national colors for both the junior and the senior men's golf in the same year, 2023. He also got a scholarship at the #1 junior college, that is a Midlands College in Texas, USA, where he will be moving to on the 16th of July. Well, we had a sit down with him earlier today, so let's take a look at that footage.
We are seated here with Todd Parker, who will be leaving for the MCB Indian Ocean Open in Mauritius. Todd, what preparations do you have in place to ensure that you are ready to take on this challenge?
So I'm a thorough believer in hard work pays off, so I've spent a lot of time practicing in the last couple of weeks, many hours hitting balls to try and perfect my swing, if that's what you want to call it. And yeah, I think I'm prepared well. I'm going there to win the golf tournament, as I always am, and I think it'll be big for me if I can go there and win the tournament and give myself a name on an international level.
Okay, you have only been playing golf for 4 years, yet you have managed to secure a scholarship at the #1 junior college, that is the Midlands College in Texas, USA. How did you do it? Any hidden tricks or skills that we do not know about?
Oh, I'm very proud of that. I'm very excited to go there. I'm leaving on the 16th of July to Texas, as you said, and I'm going to be studying there for 4 years while on a golf scholarship, which means I'll be a part of the golf team. And yeah, I definitely say one of the little tricks, you can call it, was that I was able to call myself the #1 junior golfer in Namibia, and that always attracts coaches, and they're very excited to have me there, and I'm excited to be there.
Okay, and how does it feel to be the first junior golf athlete to receive national colors for both the junior and senior men's golf in the same year?
Yeah, I'm obviously very proud of that. All I can say is it's a lot of hard work that happens in the background, but yeah, to be a part of the junior and senior team, and I was the top performing junior at the junior tournament, and I was the top performing senior at the senior tournament, so I'm very proud of myself. I've definitely put in the work, and I'm very, very excited to see what happens in the future.
Okay, thank you.
So I definitely say, as I've always said, hard work pays off, and there's a quote that runs through my mind at the moment that goes, lazy people do little work and expect to be winning, and winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're working hard enough. So I definitely say, if you want to be good at this game, you've got to put in the work, you've got to put in a lot of hours, and just train as hard as you can and do it disciplined. And being disciplined, having discipline in your life, not only in golf, in all aspects of your life, is very important. And I definitely, that's my #1 tip for any junior trying to be a top golfer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Todd, for making the time to see us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, definitely a strong message from the young men there towards the end. Something about, I mean, quitters always think they're putting in the work, while winners still doubt themselves regardless of how much work they put into that. I think I'm going to put that into practice, and hopefully we will see results after that. Well, the Namibian national karate team has arrived safely in Harare, as they gave us the update earlier today and they will be taking part in the Zimbabwe for the AUSC Regional 5 Karate Championship. As you can see, the snaps say that's the team after their training and preparations ahead of the African Union Sports Council Region 5 Karate Championship today. Well, In the Pipeline is up next after the break.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future, not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
Well, we have a highlight package from the Hollard Gravel and Dirt that took place at Oneuptwo Lodge last weekend. This is a beautiful put together from the team or from our side, so you guys should enjoy the package.
We're getting ready for an exhilarating off-road adventure like no other. Presenting the 2023 Oneuptwo mountain bike, brought to you by the Hollard Gravel and Dirt Mountain Bike Series. As hordes of cyclists make their way to the stunning Oneuptwo Safari Lodge, located just 20 kilometers from the Velelem style on the Omaruru Gravel Road, it has been as easy to get here, with all the Hollard runners along the road bringing both the cyclist direction and lots of excitement for this series. The race today offers two exhilarating distances, the 78 full marathon and half marathon at 41, and this is two distances to choose from. Riders are faced with the ultimate test of endurance, conquering a challenging task of pure off-road excitement. For those seeking a shorter yet thrilling adventure, this is perfect. Covering 41 kilometers, the route is presented with a mix of flat and easy graded gravel roads, making it ideal for beginners and families. As we get ready to kick off the race, it's a chilly morning here at Oneuptwo Safari Lodge, with the winds expected to pick up a little later, but obviously not as pumping, as hard as the previous race held at Oneuptwo Safari Lodge, the Eagle Ride, as part of this Hollard Gravel and Dirt mountain biking series. As the men set off, you can see some familiar faces off the starting line. Xavier Papo, Denzel de Keur, Harde Snell, Driekus Kutsia, Gerrit Mans, Jerken Stander, and Ingram Kaff. Technical nature of riding in thick sand adds an extra element to the Oneuptwo mountain biking race, making it an unforgettable and truly challenging experience for the participants. The results: Drickus Katsir again outdoing himself, coming in first with a time of 2 hours 30 minutes and 9 seconds. Gerrit Mans and Ingrid Kaff coming in together, 2 hours 17 minutes, only with a split second between them. And we move over to the women. Henry taking the first place, 2 hours 40 minutes. Melissa Hens just behind her at 2 hours 47 minutes. Luen taking the third place on the podium with 2 hours 48 minutes 25 seconds. Make sure you catch us again at the next Grava and Dit MTB Marathon Series, powered by Hollard Namibia.
Drickus Coetzee and Andre Krugel dominating the categories there, but I personally enjoyed watching that, so thank you to our production team for putting such a beautiful piece of work together. Well, your take is up next after the break. Well, I was at Unam yesterday to catch up with Coach Russell, who coaches the FNB Unam team, just to speak about the game that they're having on Saturday against FNB Kudus in the NRU Premier League, as we will be covering that game live, broadcasting it as well. So if you want to tune in on Facebook and on DSTV channel 285, you can definitely tune in to enjoy a bit of rugby. But here is what Russell had to say about the game ahead. Okay, joined by Russell, coach of the Unam team. Coach, quickly run us through it. How's the team looking for Saturday's game?
Yeah, it's always a big one against Kudus. The preparation was good for the past 2 weeks. We didn't have any games last week, so we're only making contact this weekend. Yeah, we're looking forward for the challenge.
Okay, the Mzansi Cup is done. The Duke Draft players can now return to their official club teams, which is probably an exciting thing for most of the teams. But quickly run us through injuries-wise, your team, who's coming back, who's not, and yeah, stuff like that.
None of the players are returning. Max is injured, Prince has got exam commitments, Mapisa is injured, Jason is injured, and Peter as well. So none of them are available for us this weekend. But yeah, it is what it is. The positive side is that Seti is returned to play, so he is playing this weekend.
Okay, well, it's a huge game. Like we all know, the history that comes with the game is a huge derby. How ready should the team be for Saturday? How, tactically wise, how should the team be prepared for Saturday?
For a game like Kudus, who's on top of the league currently, you should never underestimate any team that you play against. So the team that wanted it most is the team that will come through this weekend.
Okay, well, you guys started off the league very well, won your first game massively, and just all in all, how do you feel about the team's performance in the league so far with the 4 games that have been played?
Yeah, given that it's a new coach, we try new things, so things are falling in place for us. We're a bit patient, and yeah, hopefully it will come through this weekend.
Okay, for you, you're the new kid on the block, new coach. How are you loving it here by Unam? How are you loving the team? How are you enjoying the challenge of having to coach this wonderful team?
You know, I always have a saying that you should always stay a student of the game. You can always learn.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Well, as we all know, the Rugby World Cup is around the corner in September, and if you want to be a lucky winner who gets a trip for two. Stay tuned for the Le Rugby Joel.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends. 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
Well, I can definitely say I was in the presence of legends when I met up with John Smith and Skalk Brits to talk about the World Cup that is in September. Well, here is the information that they had to share with me regarding the World Cup.
Yeah, I can't wait. So we've got a real team that can go a double. I can do it back to back, and it's wonderful to be able to. I'll do a bit of commentary, and it's so much easier to commentate on a team that is powerful as the Springboks when they're doing so well. So, yeah, I've got a huge amount of excitement about the World Cup.
Okay, 2007, you led the South African team to the World Cup. Tell me, compared to then and now, how has the rugby game evolved or changed?
Look, I think it's certainly gotten faster. I mean, every year the guys get bigger and faster, and the game sort of moves in certain directions, and in terms of the way that the game is played. Yeah. I do think that the biggest change is it has gotten safer. We've seen the scrum change dramatically, so it's a safer game to play. We've seen obviously all the law changes around the tackle area and the penalising of dangerous play. So, but it's still at the end of the day a very physical game, and it's wonderful that we look after the guys from a head injury point of view, but fundamentally it's an impossible game to make 100% safe. That's why coaching and teaching kids from a young age is so important, is to keep them safe and help them enjoy the game. That's a physical one.
All in all, how excited are you for this year's World Cup?
Well, who wouldn't be excited? It's probably the most exciting World Cup ever leading into it. You don't, normally it's just Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and then you think, okay, fine, that's maybe England. But now it's sort of totally different. You've got Ireland, France, South Africa, and then we haven't even spoken about New Zealand, but those two northern hemispheres are rated 1 and 2. And the pool games are so interesting. Eventually, England and Australia will, I think, have an easier path through the qualifiers, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be our most difficult challenge, or our South Africa's or the Springboks' most difficult challenge. But I'm excited because you don't know who's going to win.
No idea.
And that's the excitement of this World Cup.
Okay, no.
This May, choose brand new. Choose drama and deceit.
I'm very attracted to you. Oh. Would you be interested in having an affair?
Choose fights and fallouts.
I won, and that was right.
I brought the heat. I mean, I'm gonna destroy you.
Choose truth and discovery.
I miss her every day. I see her every day.
Choose fresh shows, series, and original entertainment. This May, choose brand new. Choose DSTV.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. The French Open reaching the finals weekend. It will be the finals of the French Open at Roland Garros of the women on Saturday, and on Sunday it will be the men's final. In the women's final, there's a bit of a surprise in that Karolina Bushkova, she is from Chechnya, she is through to the final, and she beat the number 2 seed, that is Aryna Sabalenka, in 3 very competitive and tough sets. The score there was 7-6, 6-7 and 7-5. In the third set, it was Aryna Sabalenka, the number 2 seed, that had a match point. It was 5-2 she led in the third set, but it was Bushkova that came back when all the games, the next 5 games for her, she won in 7-5 in the third set. And she will play in the final against Iga Swiatek. She's a defending champion from Poland. She's also the number 1 seed and in good form. She beat Beatriz Haddad-Maia of Brazil in the other semi-final, and the score there was 6-2 and 7-6. It was a very competitive second set with Beatriz Haddad-Maia playing in the first semi-final at the French Open, pushing the tiebreaker to 9-7 in the end, that Iga Swiatek won that to reach the final. That will be played on Saturday. That will be 3 p.m. Southern African time. In the men's side of the draw, it is number 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz. He's of Spain, just 20 years old, and he's got a tough semi-final. He plays against Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, experienced, 36 years old, and also a 2-time champion. The other semi-final will be Casper Ruud that plays against Alexander Zverev. So all the top seeds are still in the tournament, but it's only the second seed that fell out. It is Daniil Medvedev. He fell in the first round of the tournament. He lost, and it is otherwise number 1, 2 and 4 seed that is through to the semi-finals. On to cricket news on international sport, and it is the World Test Championship final that's being played at the moment at the Oval. It is Australia that plays against India. It's Australia that batted first, India that won the toss. They sent in Australia on day 1, and it was lost a few early wickets, but then it was Travis Head on 163 runs and Steve Smith on 121 runs that had big runs for Australia. So Australia in their first innings scored 469 runs, and it is India battling a little bit in their first innings. They were 151 for 5. That was after day 2, completion of day 2. That is the World Test Championship final being played in England. After the series, it will be the Ashes that continue, or that will start. That will be 5 test matches that will be played between Australia and England. That will start on the 17th of June. The first test will be played at Edgbaston. And continuing
Well, that brings us to the end of today's Sports Wrap Show. We look forward to seeing you again next week, Monday, same time, same place. That is goodbye from us.